Hello friends, today I have selected a topic and the title is General Overview of Acid Rain and its Effects. Acid rain is a general term that defines the ways by which acid drops out from the atmosphere in the form of acid rain, fog, hail and snow. It is also associated with climatic situations and levels of emissions from industries. In general, acid rain is natural precipitation containing acidic substances that cause pH values to fall below 5.6, and such form of precipitation is interestingly acidic. It is not like actual normal and natural rainfall, as the term is related to slight change in pH, which is important chemical characteristic of water. The change in pH is not only an aspect to define acid rain, and even it is not too low on the pH scale. The balanced forms of pH are very much necessary to protect variety of life forms on earth and to maintain the natural delicate balance of the ecosystems. The term acid rain does not carry the true nature of the problem, and therefore scientists refer to acid deposition as a more precise term for acid rain. So along with wet deposition, there is also dry deposition of acids which can be transformed into salts in the soil and cause further damage similar to other compounds. Dry deposition generally occurs close to the point of release of emissions, while wet depositions may occur far away from the source of emissions. Acid rain is one of most severe environmental problems that has emerged due to air pollution throughout the world. Almost every country in the world is facing serious issues aroused due to acid rain. It is observed that the acidity of natural rainfall has become more damaging in many areas of the world due to increased emissions from various sources. In recent years, the relationship of air pollutants to acidic precipitation and the effects of the latter on biotic and abiotic things have received widespread considerations. Heavy industrialization, uncontrolled release of harmful emissions are regarded as man's chemical war on environment. The deposition of acidic atmospheric pollutants in all parts of the environment is increasing day by day, and especially in last few decades, and it is mainly due to the overall increase in population of the globe and demands for industrial products. This is also clear that the start of industrialization, further expansion and heavy use of fossil fuels have caused the increasing levels of acidic depositions on nearby environments. The precursors of acid rain are oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, which also come out due to natural sources, and this is primary reason why the natural rainfall is slightly acidic. Normal rain is slightly acidic with pH 5.7 because small amounts of carbon dioxide gets dissolved in rainwater as it falls, forming a very weak solution of carbonic acid. On the other hand, the term acid rain is more damaging due to its intensity and other reactions involved with biotic and abiotic factors. It is also been observed that the clouds that store moisture come in contact with these gases and can damage more to tall growing plants and structures that are located in hilly areas. Though there are efforts to curb with increasing emissions, still the effective and best option is far away, and demand for all forms of energy use is increasing day by day. The problem of acid rain is due to the washout of sulfur, nitrogen and other pollutants available into the atmosphere. Nitrogen and sulfur oxides are the major sources of atmospheric acidity and are products of combustion which are later converted into the strong acids, mainly sulfuric acid and nitric acid. In broad sense, acid rain is a combination of other dissolved gases and may intensify the impacts on environment. The main sources of these oxides are thermal power plants, smelters and motor vehicle emissions. Naturally, these gases are already present in atmosphere, while sulfur also comes out from the volcanic eruptions. In general, the first two rainfall may have more acidity due to dissolved gases in the rainwater, while it is always the case that rainfall is slightly acidic. So besides, the end of monsoon season may also show the more damaging acid rain issues, especially in such areas where industries are located in cluster form. These oxides also react with other pollutants or compounds, which results in corrosive secondary byproducts that increase the damaging power of acid rain. On one side, the economic development goes ahead with more physical comforts, but on the other, it causes the release of more harmful substances into the regional environment. The burning of fuels in industries, the transport sector, growing industrialization, and expanding urbanization have led to intensified emissions in the atmosphere. This is also clear that almost all thermal power plants they cause acid rain issues to nearby places, and especially alongside the pollutants flow directions. Tall stack policies are also responsible for the release of pollutants from industries towards other regions. Air pollutants can travel hundreds of kilometers of distance away from their origin. The temperature and pressure conditions play an important role in the transfer of these pollutants. Especially under unstable conditions, such pollutants are dispersed very rapidly towards other areas. Almost all major industrialized areas of the world have faced or are still more or less facing the issues of acid rain, fog or snow in different seasons. Acid precipitation with pH values below 5 have been already registered in the past at different regions of the world, including Scotland, Sweden, Norway, Canada, Netherlands, Austria, England, Denmark, West Germany, Switzerland, Brazil, Russia, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Southwest China, and Japan. India is no exception to it due to increasing population, urbanization, and industrialization. Many researchers have come ahead with the different studies and have measured the impacts on plants, aquatic environment, and physical structures. In India, almost all metro cities are highly polluting and are facing the issues of acid rain. Other expanding cities of our country are more or less facing the effects of acid rain. Rapid industrialization, urbanization is adding more into the intensity of the acid rain, while population growth has remained the root cause of all issues that are faced by Indian society. The World Meteorological Organization, the United Nations Environmental Protection Agency, and other international agencies are worried about the increasing levels of air pollutants in cities of India. These mainly include Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune, and Kanpur. Singrauli of Sonbhadra district is one such area that has faced higher acid depositions near thermal power plant. Acidity has also linked with reduced fertility of the soils, and many Indian states may face serious issues of productivity due to acidity of soils in future. Though India is not facing serious issues of acid rain, the industrial emissions related to acid rain have substantially affected the parts of China, Eastern Europe, USA, Russia, and many other developed countries. The residential areas located downwind side from the industrial areas where coal is used to generate heat and electricity face more issues. It is seen that the acid rain does not cause flaming effects on human health, but dry depositions can cause respiratory system related chronic diseases like asthma and bronchitis. In extreme cases, this may also lead to cause premature death, but such examples are poorly recorded related to acid rain. There are hundreds of ongoing research projects which study about the stress conditions and exposure to various pollutants and plant behavior or adaptations. This forms a good way to study biochemical changes and find the applications in production of vaccines as medical applications. This is very important to confirm the linkages between pollutants, plant growth, development, and productivity. Acidification of fields, forests, croplands, and soils is an adverse occurrence as crop yield declines and many microspecies vanish under acidic soils. The soil microbiota, which includes both microflora and fauna, also gets much affected, causing infertility in the soil. Besides, the cation and anion balance are much disturbed under changed circumstances. Ultimately, it affects the mineral uptake to the plants, causing reduction in yield. Thus, overall, acid rain affects the water, soil, and other components very seriously, along with the plants. There are many sensitive species of flora and fauna of aquatic life which may come in danger due to acidity. It is also recorded that acidity can cause aluminium to leach out and get dissolved in water bodies. It is related to Alzheimer's diseases in humans who come in touch and with such waters directly or indirectly. There are thousands of lakes and other water bodies more acidic due to emissions and leaching. One more reason for this is also associated with discharge of inefficiently treated industrial effluents. The impact of acid deposition has found to include the direct effects on living and non-living components of the environment. Anthropogenic activities are highly responsible for the acid rain, which cause soil acidification, leaching of the elements, and damages the trees, ultimately leading to decrease in productivity. It is reported that inorganic ions, mainly calcium and potassium, are released out from the affected plant species, especially to face adverse conditions aroused under the influence of acid rain. So it is well known that entry of pollutants in plant species or in plants cause oxidative stress, where the accumulation of reactive oxygen species ROS lead to abiotic stress. Oxidative stress is one of the major indicators where plants suffer stress conditions, where toxic free radicals are formed due to toxic gases and cause changes in cellular biochemistry or physiology of the whole plant. Sometimes the lower or moderate levels of pollutants cause the plants to increase their resistance against pollutants. Many researchers throughout the world have carried out field and laboratory effects of acid rain on plants and have concluded that the response and sensitivity to acid rain vary with the species. Various regions of the world have recorded the impacts of acid rain, especially on plants and aquatic diversity of the ecosystems. Acid rain may cause a decline in species diversity, along with the impact on reproductive ability of the aquatic species. It is reported that the leaves of the plants are very sensitive, and among these, the growing tips of the plant species are more vulnerable. It may cause necrosis, morphological, physiological, anatomical, and biochemical alterations due to deposition of acid rain or direct entry of harmful gases. The frequency and damage to leaf injury due to acid rain is associated with species of the plant, age of the tissue, foliar wettability, and surrounding environmental factors. In water bodies, it may destroy almost all life forms, while forest areas also may cause serious impacts with soil acidity and plant damage. It is obvious that plants with a wider leaf area may suffer more damage as they have more stomata, which opens the way for absorption of pollutants. In that way, also cause decrease in chlorophyll A and B contents and reduced photosynthetic activity of the leaves. It has been observed that acid rain alters the ability of plants to take carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and consequently inhibits the production of carbohydrates. Many researchers have found that the acid rain that caused rapid cease in sugar content of the leaves. More or less, acid rain can affect plant species and all parts of the plants. I believe the impacts and further changes in plant physiology should be studied in detail to check out its disastrous effects through the food chain and food web. Acid rain causing agents and other compounds may be transported along with the prevailing winds towards thousands of kilometers, making this a serious transboundary issue. Many cases throughout the world are coming out due to the effects of acid rain on historical monuments and natural entities. It has always remained in action to cause more or fewer impacts on libraries, monuments, human structures, buildings, paints, metallic structures, precious metals, railway sleepers, bridges, other living species, forest areas, and many other living organisms. Of course, the impacts are mainly dependent on the intensity and frequency of acid rain. Acid rain in various forms may affect the overall living quality of human life and may cause a threat to ecosystem stability in specific regions where it is more intensified. Besides, acid rain may also cause effects on crop yield and forest produce by disturbing the overall stability of the environment, ultimately resulting in economic loss of the societies. This has become the topic of discussion at various national and international platforms as its economic, social, and health implications are causing more serious impacts on the development. Overall, the objectives of sustainability cannot be fulfilled if we are unable to manage the issues of emissions that are coming out to a larger extent in various countries due to rapid growth, industrial developments. Of course, I'm in favor of development and everyone should be, but sustainable actions and care for the environment should be base of it. The intensity of the acid rain issues is also increasing due to exaggerating climate change throughout the world. It is believed that once acidity causing compounds enter in ecosystems, they can acidify almost all components including soil, water bodies and other abiotic structures. Various crops respond differently to acid rain, where some crop species produced well, some do not react and some execute worse impacts. The acidity caused to soils and croplands can be minimized by using the addition of lime or changing types and amounts of fertilizers. Overall, in agricultural land, the main task is to maintain the soil pH towards neutral levels, which ultimately keep everything in control. Still, it is seen that there is a need for many detailed studies, especially in developing and poor countries where artificial and natural sources cause the release of pollutants in atmosphere. Fresh natural air is the most important requirement for quality life, and it is the right of every individual. Natural conditions must be well maintained while going ahead with developmental aspects. Maintaining natural conditions must be given prime importance while making every decision. No doubt, the plant, animal and human health depends very much on a pure and clean environment, and this is the prime requirement for survival of all. Thank you very much.